Loon. I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
My gobble gobble Loon.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh.
Yes, the gobble gobble Loon.
You know, there are other times of the year that people say is the most wonderful time of the year, but for us, this is the most
totally
wonderful time of the
is.
year. Let's just tell them what we're doing. We're doing our perfect roast turkey. Yay! What does that mean?
It's Thanksgiving in the United States.
In the United, well, yes, that's right, in the United States, and yeah, but it's Thanksgiving all over the world. So obviously, if you're watching this,
it's turkey lurkey time.
It's turkey time. If you're watching this right now, it's Thanksgiving 2020. So
yes.
I think the most thankful thing that we should be thankful for this year is that 2020 is almost done.
Over.
Oh my gosh! So this is so. Obviously, we all have to be very careful. We're going to be in our close-knit families.
Yes, our little nucleuses.
Nucleuses. So we're showing you how to do a turkey. Normally, we have lots of family over. We have a turkey like the size of a bus.
Right. So we're doing this turkey.
The turkey the size of a minivan.
A minibus.
But seriously, so
right.
the leftovers are great. And
yes.
Anyway, so let's get started on how we did this. So now this is, I have to say, a couple of things just about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is all about, if this is your first time to ever do it, even if it's just for 2 people, 4 people, or whatever, if you're going to do the whole kit and caboodle, you've got to plan. You've really got to make a roadmap for how you're going to journey to that incredible, spectacular feast.
Mm-hmm.
So what I always do, and I still do it to this day, is just sort of like write it all out. And there are things you need to make sure that before you get into it, that everything is going to run smoothly. And one of those is making sure that your turkey is going to have a place to sit, because we're going to brine it, and it's going to be able to fit in the refrigerator. Yes. You don't want to get this far
and then
space
in your fridge.
It won't fit. What am I going to do? So think through all of that stuff, okay?
Space in your fridge for a couple of days.
A couple of days. So we are doing our tried and true. We've done spatchcock, which we love. We've done all different types of turkeys, and the one that we haven't done that my dad does is a fried turkey, and we are going to do that one day.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I'm talking too much.
All right. So yeah.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to brine and we're going to air chill, and let's talk about it.
Brine, air chill, roast.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back a couple of days. We've already done this. So rewind.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. So we're going to make the brine, and what a brine is, it's a salt-based liquid that just is going to absorb into this, and it just makes the turkey so moist. And some people say to brine or not to brine. We love to brine. We just think it does make a difference. Brine. Okay. So here, let me tell you how I made my brine. So you get a nice large pot. I get my big old stock pan out because it's going to require quite a bit of liquid. And we start off with 4 cups of apple cider. Get some good quality apple cider and dump that in there. And then you're going to need the salt. This is going to seem like a lot, but trust me, it's what you need. Mm-hmm. 1.5 cups of good old kosher salt. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of ground allspice. And that's when that holiday smell just becomes so incredible.
It does.
And then we're going to add 8 bay leaves to that, okay? And then we're going to crank the heat up, and we're going to bring it to a nice simmer. Stir it frequently so all of that salt and that allspice dissolves. And that's going to take 15 minutes, okay? So once 15 minutes is up, turn off the heat. You're going to want to let it cool because you don't want to put hot liquid on turkey for obvious reasons. So let it cool, and then now we're going to add more liquid to it. We're actually going to add another 3 cups of apple cider. So that's
a whole gallon.
A gallon of apple cider.
In the end,
in totality.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add another gallon of water. So that seems like a lot of liquid, and it is. And just stir all of that up. Okay, you've made your brine. Mm-hmm. Great. Now we need to apply it to the turkey. So there are several ways to do that, but the easiest way is to get a nice brine, get a brine
big old
bag.
Brine bag.
You can find them in the supermarkets all over.
Williams-Sonoma has a little kit that you can get.
That's right. They really are pretty easy to find. So anyway, now this is where you have to use some judgment on how you're going to do this.
Some imagination.
Imagination. So what we've done is we just get like a cooler, a little cooler, and we put that brine bag in there. Now you can also get just like a roasting pan, say, and put that brine bag in there. It's just got to be pretty sturdy, and it's got to be able to hold the turkey.
We like the cooler because it totally encompasses it all. And so if there's any leakage, it stays inside the cooler.
Yes, and this is another thing. I'm going to give you little tips along the way. Remember, this takes up quite a bit of space in your refrigerator. So you got when you're planning, I'm going to have the casserole and all of this in there. This is going to take up some space, and it's going to be in there for 2 days. So what we used to do when we lived up north was during these months, it would be in the mid 30s. You know, not freezing, but usually mid 30s. So we'd
stick it out on the patio.
Put it out on the patio, and it was great. It was good, and we didn't use up all of our. We only we had limited refrigerator space. But anyway, so we lift that turkey up, we put it in the brine bag, and then very careful. This is when it's good to call in your loon and say, "Help me!" And just kind of open that up and very carefully. It's kind of heavy, so be careful.
Just pour
that in there. And what you want that brine to do is really submerge this turkey.
Yeah.
It should really come very, very close, and then seal. You want to seal the top. Make sure you try to get all the air out as much as possible. And then a lot of times, what we do just to make sure it stays submerged, we'll get something to get a little bit of weight on it, and so we put like 3 little just cocktail plates on it, and then close that cooler up, and then go stick it. We made sure that it would fit in the refrigerator beforehand. It does, perfect, and then that's going to go from anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. Now, don't go further than 24 hours because that's going to really start to absorb all of that brine, and then it gets a little too salty. Okay.
Now, after we've been there for 12 or 24 hours, we are going to remove that turkey.
Get out of there, turkey. So, you want to tell them what we did?
So what we do is we take the bag out of the cooler. We do it in the sink. So, less mess. Empty, or and Chris, what he does is, one of us takes that turkey. We have a 2-sided sink, so we take that turkey out of the brine, put it in the other side of the sink, and then we just rinse it off.
Make sure you rinse it because it's going to have all that excess salt on it. Give it a good rinse, and then just kind of shake it to get as much excess fluid out.
Yeah.
You could also, what I've done is just if you have a sink, just set it in the sink and then get a knife and just puncture that brine.
Yeah, if you don't have a double sink, just empty it and then get rid of everything and then wash it off there.
You all are smart enough to figure out how to do this.
And then you pat it dry with some paper towels.
Right, like when I do when you get kind of sweaty.
All the time.
Yeah, pat your loon down, pat your turkey down. And so now we're going to do what's called the air chill process.
Yes.
And we just started recently doing this, and it's amazing the difference it makes. It just really
locks everything in.
It does, and you'd think that it wouldn't make it moist, but it makes it extra moist. Yeah. So then you stick it back in the refrigerator. You don't need to cover it. Don't do anything like that. Just let it air chill for up to 24 hours. Okay, and that's where we are. So now you see this beautiful turkey. We haven't named her yet, but anyway, she's gotten taken on a little bit of the color of the apple cider, which is what you want. And so now we're getting close to. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be handling my bird. But don't make sure when you do this, don't handle other things.
Yes.
You always want to make sure you keep your hands clean after you touch raw poultry. Okay, so now this is canola oil, and what I'm going to do, we're going to work in tandem here so I can kind of get my hands messy and not cause a problem here. Okay, so you just want to get it
good and oily.
Oh boy, there's a lot I could say.
Careful, don't get it on your shirt.
I know, well.
Because that's impossible to get out of a shirt.
I know. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer this bird over here.
Yes, bring it over.
We've figured this out in advance. Now the loon is going to just gently.
What I want you to do first is tuck in those wings.
Okay, all right, we can do that now.
Because I don't want to touch it.
So you want to tuck in your wings because these will tend to burn if you don't.
Exactly.
Okay, and then we'll tie that in
after we stuff it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna, since I haven't touched it, I can use my salt still, so I'm just gonna liberally.
Not liberally. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm always like liberally.
No, it's the one time.
Just a little bit on top, then.
Yeah, just give it a little bit because remember it's already been in a salt brine. Yeah, just a little. Maybe that's good.
And do you want me to get inside?
No, it's good. It's good.
All right.
It's got the brine. This is literally you're watching us at like on Thanksgiving.
And then just a little on top.
Just a little bit on that. Let's go ahead. Don't be so shy.
told me to not be liberal.
Well, with the salt.
Oh, with the salt. All right then.
My stars and garters. Okay,
Yes.
now you can touch away because we're going to wash our hands.
Yes.
So now what we're going to do, we're going to stuff it with some real easy, some lemon
And some
onion,
red onions. Just stick
and
it in there.
then we've got some herbs here. And
How much do I stick in there?
just stick it as far, and you may not use all of this.
No,
We'll
I
just
don't
stick it
think
in,
so.
and also distribute this throughout
Oh,
there
yeah,
too.
okay.
So we got some fresh rosemary.
So these all go inside.
Fresh rosemary, yes.
Okay.
That's like 3 sprigs of rosemary.
Come on in, baby. Join the party.
Sprigs of thyme. Boy, I've got too much
Here,
time
I'm
on my
just going to
hands.
shove them all in there.
Okay.
How's that?
That's brilliant. Okay, and then
Now we
some
just a
more of
little
that.
more of this.
Okay. That's good.
This is fun.
Wish we
One
could
more of
all-
these.
We're all sort of having a virtual Thanksgiving together, but okay. So now is that you've got it really stuffed?
Yes,
I mean,
I
it's
do.
going to be
It's-
like you on Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, stuffed.
You're so silly. All right,
Okay.
so cut that, and then we're going to tie
Okay,
this
so
up.
now we're going to tie up the legs because we want to keep them fastened. See, I'm a left-handed, and they don't make left-handed scissors. It's
They
just
do.
it's
We
so
just don't ever
rude.
buy them.
Okay, so now while he's doing that,
So we're going to trussle up the legs.
yes. So this is going to have some incredible drippings. That's wonderful. That is going to make a gravy that is going to be to die for. But we really want to kind of help that liquid along. So I've got a
Yes.
couple of here. Let's do this so we can see it.
All right, pour it in
a
there.
couple of cups of just good quality chicken stock or chicken broth.
yes.
That's going to be super
Yes,
flavorful.
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
so now let's talk about some tricks to getting that perfectly crispy skin with a super moist
Look at that. That looks great.
interior meat. So I've got my oven cranked up high to 425 degrees. We're going to put it in on the lowest rack and let it go for just 30 minutes. Kind of keep an eye on it, but it should crisp up just beautifully, and that's going to get that skin nice and crisp, and then sort of lock it in. And then what we're going to do, see this little. Like little thing
Little
we've
halter
created.
top.
So this is just a square piece of foil that we turned over, folded over, and made into a triangle. Then once we get it, once we get it nice and crisp like that, we're just
Right.
going to cover it like this.
Yeah.
I can go ahead and do this right now to protect it, so it'll continue cooking, but it won't burn that skin.
Exactly.
Any
Won't
further.
burn the breasts.
We don't want burnt breasts. Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's go. Okay.
You grab
use
that.
that.
I've got this.
Okay. Oh, you guys,
Yay.
I'm so thankful you're here.
Yay.
Oh, okay.
right.
The smell is already great. All right. Yay.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Wow.
That looks
Get that for-
wonderful.
So you see, we've got the browning process has already begun. It's just beautiful.
Gorgeous.
That's so great. So now normally you could just do this without having to take it out of the oven, but Wesley and I wanted to show you.
Yes.
So let's do this like this.
Perfect.
And we're just gonna tuck
Just
that
gotta
in.
hug it.
Just kinda-
like a bandana.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so now
And I'm gonna actually just take a little piece of this to cover up this bony leg. I don't want
the
it to
legs, yeah.
burn.
If there's any parts that are looking really, really brown. Okay, so now the next part I want to show you is this right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to really, instead of relying on time, we want to rely on the temperature of the meat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this for just a second. We want to stick this in like the thickest part
of the breast.
of the breast.
Which is down there.
Which is about right. Well, thanks, Loon. Right in there, okay? And so we want to get this to, we want to get it to 160, between 160 and 162 degrees, because then when we bring it out, it's going to continue cooking a little bit more until it reaches 165. And that's super important. So having a thermometer like that will allow you to do that. Now, something that you really don't want to do is continuously opening and closing the door, because that's letting the heat out. and
Right.
It's just, it affects the overall cooking
Right.
of the turkey. So
You know what? I'm gonna stick this on the other
what
side.
I recommend doing is getting one of these types of thermometers. I've got a link to it in the blog post. So what you do is you stick that in there, and then it stays on the outside. My magnet has fallen off the back, so I can't stick it to the stove, but I keep it off to the side. And it even has a little, you can even program it so it'll tell you when 160 or 162 is reached. Okay.
Perfect.
So now we're going to put that back.
This is gonna be teamwear.
Teamwork. So now I'm going to change the degree
Teamwork.
here to 350 degrees. So now we're lowering the temperature. Okay.
Okay, so you get that.
So this is definitely...
Here, let me do that. You take that. Give me those gloves.
Oh, okay. Seriously? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Isn't it fun?
Yeah, it is fun. Okay, so you manage your little thing over there, your little thermometer. I'll bring this in here. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Okay, fun. Okay, so now what you need to know, this is a little bowl of something beautiful, not really, it's so gorgeous. These are called giblets. You probably heard of that. There's things called giblet gravy, but they are so loaded with nutrients and flavor. So these when you get your turkey. Oh, and I should also say, we love going with a fresh turkey, but you can't usually get those until just right before Thanksgiving. So call your butcher, or even a lot of excuse me, a lot of supermarkets sell them, but you can't get them until near the day that you're going to do it. Frozen turkeys are great too. There's nothing wrong with that as well.
Right.
Just make sure you let them thaw appropriately in the refrigerator. I have some other methods for kind of a quick thaw in the blog post. But when you get your turkey,
you get all those giblets.
You're going to want to remove the giblets, and so this right here, this is the neck. So the neck is usually in the larger part of the cavity. So just kind of reach in there and pull that neck out. Now, what a lot of people sometimes don't realize that there's other giblets in the other end of the cavity. So many times they roast their giblets along with their turkey, and then they realize, oh wait. So in the smaller part of the cavity, just reach in there, and there's usually a little package of these giblets. So let me just tell you really quickly what they are, just so you can kind of identify them. They're kind of
always fun to look at.
I know, but
your hand is blocking.
So thank you. So this is, this is the heart, and these are the gizzards, and then for some reason, sometimes they give you kidneys, and sometimes, frequently, I don't know why. I really don't know why this is. They give you two livers.
It probably happens while they're doing a bunch of them, and they slip another liver in.
I guess you get a bonus liver. I know. Sometimes you wish. So anyway, so these right here are the two livers. So you don't really want to use the livers when you're going to do what we're going to tell you what we're going to do next, which is I'm going to get some water going, about 4 cups of water, and then we're going to bring that to a nice simmer, and then we're going to add these giblets, except for the livers. The livers are used for, like, you can fry them up. I use them in our Cajun dirty rice. But they don't do as well for this
in the stock.
So what this does is it just makes really flavorful broth or stock that you can then use for additional liquid. Your stuffing or additional liquid for your gravy. So anyway, we'll show you how that's going in a little bit. Then now this is going. I did also tell you that this is a smaller bird than we usually do. So it's a 13-pound bird, a little like 13.5-pound bird. So that's going to take about 2 to 2.5 hours. Again, we're not going to really rely so much on the time as we are what the temperature tells us, because we want to make sure it's perfectly cooked. It's
at 165?
165. Well, we're going to let it go to 160, 61, or 62, and then we're going to let it just sort of like, it'll continue to cook after we take it out. Because if you overcook it, it's dry. If you undercook it, then everyone gets sick.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go.
Gravy.
We're going to do that in a little while. In the meantime, let's have a mimosa.
Okay.
Bye, y'all. We'll see you in a little bit. And suddenly there was turkey.
A turkey. Look at that, y'all. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to show these guys. Look at that.
It's a beautiful thing. I just, there's a reason Thanksgiving is just so spectacular, because this is your
thing. And you know what? It takes a while to make, so you celebrate. Well,
you do, but then you got all your sides going and all that, and so anyway.
Lovely.
Right. So now the Loon has said that he is more than happy to start to carve this. So I'm going to let him start doing that while I kind of refresh us where we left off.
Right.
So we stuck this in the oven, and remember, then we took it out. We put the little breastplate on it. And then we let it go so this took, again, you remember you're going to want to get to the right temperature. So we would let it go to about 162 degrees Fahrenheit. And that took about literally just a hair over 2 hours, which is about what we anticipated.
Hold on, people.
Wow.
Look.
Oh my God. Okay. I mean, and besides the smell, that is
Yeah,
insane.
that's great.
Okay, so then what we did, we let it, when it would reach that perfect temperature, then we took it out of the oven and I removed the old breastplate and then we put a large piece of foil over it because you want to let it, you're not going to serve it immediately. You can even let it rest I do this, I let it sit for at least an hour, then I put my dressing in and it's good. Even if this is somewhat not screaming hot, it's still delicious. It's great room temperature. Anyway, then what we did was, so I'm not going to show you, I am going to show you this gravy right here because folks, this is the most amazing gravy you've ever had.
Delicious.
It's delish. And so we have a link on exactly how we make it. But it's a combination of the drippings from the turkey and then that giblet stock that we made. It's incredible. It's insane. Okay. So did I cover everything? And then what? And then we just transferred it to this platter. And then of course,
and through the accoutrements on the outside.
the Loon did his beautiful little coloration of it. Okay, that's great. All right.
So
now,
here's yours. Look at that. How gorgeous
I feel this.
that is.
This is sad
It's,
though.
it's
okay.
We have to save room for the whole thing.
Well, we have to what?
We have to save room for.
I know, but it should be a Thanksgiving plate should be filled with dressing. And
but it's all about the turkey right now. Oh, and that gravy. Good gravy.
Good
gravy. All right.
It's sometimes like, what's better, the gravy or the turkey? That looks beautiful, Wesley. You did a good job. Oh, I'm so excited. We are starving too, by the way.
Yeah, once we're finished with this, we're gonna eat that whole thing. All right, I'm going in, everybody.
Oh, I hope it's good. It's the most spectacular time of the year.
I'm talking to people that aren't here. All right, so let me break it down. The brine adds this incredible juiciness to this, and then the air chill.
I know.
It locks it all in and keeps it there.
We just started doing the air chill, and it's
such an amazing thing.
We are so chill with the air chill.
It's the juiciest turkey I've had in a very long time.
At least a day.
At least since last Thanksgiving. Oh, you all right, hold on.
I mean,
this is 1,000% Loon approved.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's Flo approved too.
I know. She's like, can I have some, please? Is it just, I
can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. And it's the white meat. The white meat is so juicy.
How's that possible?
You know what I did also? I saved myself a little skin.
He put a little skin. He's got some skin in the game. Oh my gosh. And so we did this a little early so we could show you, and so I couldn't get a fresh turkey. This was a frozen turkey.
It tastes amazing. Tastes amazing. Now you can get this recipe on howtofeedaloon.com.
I am so thankful for this turkey.
Yes,
okay, so go to our social media, like us, share us, do all of that stuff. You guys, this is such a crazy time that we're going through right now, and we just want you to know that we're going to get through this.
Yes.
We have so much to be thankful for. I'm already getting teared up.
I know. Hold on. Don't get teared up.
I can't help it.
That gravy is amazing.
It's the real deal. So please just be thankful for what you got. Hold the ones closest to you really, really close. Know that soon those all around us, we're all going to be together again really soon.
Yay.
We love you so much.
We love you.
We hope you have a meaningful and wonderful Thanksgiving.
And I don't know, eat turkey.
You big turkey. All right, bye everybody. We love you.
Oh, and pie. Eat pie too.
Oh yes, pie, not turkey pie.